Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl. Um I'm doing fine. Yay. Physically I'm doing fine. My hair, my afro is not afroing properly. It's I I'm just kind of getting up, but it's there. Quick shout out to everyone who has reached out and said, "Hey, you're looking good. You're looking good." Thank you. I appreciate it. I have to figure out what, if anything, I can do with it. Um, I have to. Right now, I just wash it, put some conditioner in it, and leave it alone because the curls tighten up when it's wet. But once it starts to dry, well, anyway. But I am very happy to have my hair back. Anyway, that's why I'm not doing this video today. Or that's not why I'm doing this video today. Um, as most of y'all know, I am the chief cook, bottle washer, and caregiver to my lovely, feisty, elderly mom. A couple months ago, I talked to my next door neighbor who said she was a home health aide. And she said, "Oh, I can help you out. I have a couple of friends who have some free time, and we'll be maybe they can come a couple of hours a week and help you out with your mom." Okay, so that went from helping me out a couple hours and covering for me when I went to chemo. It went from that to 7 nights a week because mommy's condition changed and she needed overnight care. No big deal. We're paying for it. And it went from that to almost 7 days a week from 1 p.m. until 8:30 a.m. the next morning. Hold on. This is where it gets strange. So it was costing almost, 3,800 a week. She was charging me one rate for the day shift and another rate for the night shift, which I get. I mean, most agencies do that. They charge a certain rate for the day, and then they charge extra at night because the person has to stay overnight. Well, it all started. It gets weird when let's see, how can I say this without saying too much. Well, she sent someone to our house one weekend to do 2 weekend shifts, a Saturday night and a Sunday night. So the person came, they did the Saturday night, they did the Sunday night, and all of a sudden they never came back. And I'm like, because that's the second person that she sent that she did that to. They came, they did 2 shifts, and then they never came back. The first person said that their daughter had went back to school as a little kid, and she needed to be home, and I guess there were transportation issues. Okay, I get it. I understand that completely. The second person, nothing. They just didn't come back. So then she sends somebody else for the following week, and she sends somebody else for the following week. That person comes, and I did not get a good vibe. I just wasn't feeling it. She was attempting to change my mom, and my mom fought with her. My mom fights with everybody. She fights with me. So the lady said to me, what do I do? Can you do it? And I said, well, why don't you call your call so and so and ask her what she would do, because if I jump in, mommy's just gonna get mad at both of us, and if I can't get her to change, then we're gonna have a bigger problem. The next day, I guess she managed to get her to change. The next day, I get a text from my neighbor. Oh, so and so said you told her to not worry about changing your mom because you're trying to save on the underwear. Excuse you? So I responded, I said, I never said that. I said if she was having that much trouble changing mom, she needed to reach out to you as the supervisor and get a suggestion out as to how to get her to change. That's what I said to her. So then I got another text back. Well, you really can't leave your mom like that, blah, blah, blah. I called her and I had a fit. I said I would never leave my mom like that. Y'all should know that by now. And I've got plenty of underwear piled up in the basement. She was having trouble changing her. She wanted me to do it. And I said, I can help you. But if I jump in and I do it, it's not going to help the situation. Mom's going to just get mad at both of us. That's what I said to her. So I was like, oh, I don't know. This is what she said. So after a while, I said, I don't want this person back in my house. I text the person and I said, I don't want her back. Don't send her to my house again. Because if you're going to do that, what else are you doing? How do I know you're not snooping around, looking for something else to talk about? So the response was, well, it's hard to get people to work on Sunday nights. I started to say to her, well, then don't bother. I'll reach out to the agency. I'll have them send somebody. Before I'm typing out the text and she's like, I found someone. Yeah, okay. That should have been a hint to me that something wasn't right. So fast forward about 2 weeks. About 11 o'clock in the morning, my doorbell rings. I run to the door. I wasn't expecting anything, so let me go. I figured it was like one of those pesky salespeople that ring your doorbell. Do you need a new roof? Dude, have you looked at my roof? No. It wasn't them, though. It was the previous aide that had come 2 weeks before and never came back. And she had a completely different story about why she didn't come back. I don't want to get into too many details until I can resolve this situation, but when she told me what she told me, I realized something was definitely amiss. So I now have eyes in the back of my head because I don't know what they're doing. I started noticing little things like they would leave water bottles in my mom's bedroom, and I was finding laundry, things that I washed for my mom. I was finding them like behind the bed. So basically my mom was pushing clothes behind the bed, throwing clothes behind the nightstands, and they weren't, it was like, did you not see her throw her clothes behind the nightstand? Pick it up. I just washed this stuff. I was finding like newspapers piled up in the bedroom. Like, she brings the newspapers upstairs. Bring them back down. Or at least give me a heads up so I can grab them. I have to like go through my mother's room. And I'm finding stuff that I found spoons, teaspoons. You're giving her tea to drink. Bring the cup and the spoon downstairs. So I'm like watching them like a hawk. Then it gets even worse. I decided, because I started looking at the invoices and I didn't like what I was seeing. It was like every other invoice was going up. Like she was tacking on more hours. And I'm like, why are these people doing 22-hour shifts? This one person did 3 days in a row, coming at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and leaving at 8:30 a.m. the next day. Yeah, that is just about a 22 hours. 22 hours? Yeah, it's at least 22 hours. I'm like, no, something's not right here. You're not supposed to do that. So what I did, I reached out. I said, listen, I don't want any daytime service Thursday through Sunday. Just give me the overnight, and we can keep the daytime service Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I had the woman that came to the door, I had her come and spend some time with Mom. And I watched her like a hawk, and I didn't see anything crazy. Mom was happy. She was eating. She was playing games with Mom. They were watching things on her phone. Mom was giggling, having a good time. So that Monday, I get another angry text. You didn't tell me you were hiring somebody else, and I saw your mom with this person, and da 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 da, and how dare you? And you should have told me. And ma'am, ma'am, I am paying you. You are not paying me. Take the tone out, first of all. Then I get more text messages saying, I didn't send her back because I didn't think she was a good fit, and your mom's mood was off after she did the shift. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you should have told me that in the first place, instead of the woman just disappearing with no explanation. You should have said to me, listen, I don't like your mom's reaction to this lady. I don't think she's a good fit. Da 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 da. Wasn't the reaction I saw, but if that was your thought, you should have said something. I wouldn't even have considered bringing her in. I would have looked for somebody else. But again, I had the woman deal with Mom, no problems. Mom ate, she was happy, she was okay. Then I get another text. Oh, the other aide said your mom was fussy and her mood was different, and this lady doesn't know what she's doing, and that's why I didn't. Again, you should have told me from the jump, because I didn't see a problem with her. So I didn't respond. Then I get another message. You can't change the schedule anymore because you said you wanted long-term care. I can't change the schedule. I'm paying you. So it gets even crazier. Y'all, I did not know that there was such a thing as home health care mafia. I didn't know such a thing existed. I'm sure now that it does exist. I got a text from the lady. And before I even do that, a regular person in the morning had the day off. So I asked the lady that I hired to come and, cover for her instead of waiting for the agency to try and send someone. So she came, and it was fine. Mom had a breakfast. She had a little fun with her. Watched a little TV on the phone, and she was fine. the afternoon person, who is a relative of the boss, she comes in. She says, "Where's so and so?" And I said, "Oh, she's off today. The agency sent someone." "Oh, really?" No, see, you don't come in my house and talk to me like that. My house, I'm paying you, and you're going to speak to me that way. So the lady leaves. I get another text message. "This is the schedule for the week." I didn't acknowledge it. "Oh, I'm sending you out the invoice." I said, "Okay, I'll look for it." I'm giving very little response back, because at this point, you came in my house and disrespected me. You disrespected me over the text message. What? I'm not giving you any response. And on top of that, my mother's blood pressure ended up being high. That Monday night into Tuesday morning. So the icing on the cake, so to speak, two parts to that icing, by the way. Number one, my I get a text message from the lady that I had hired saying that a mutual acquaintance of theirs called her saying that the boss called to complain and say, how dare she take the hours from me, and doesn't she know that this is a bad neighborhood and she shouldn't be coming around here. She's trying to scare the woman off from coming back. Then, on top of that, while the cousin was here with my mom, she kept my mom in what we call the sewing room, because my brother was having a little meltdown. So I was trying to calm him down, and she was keeping mom. We're trying to keep them apart because I didn't want him to like blaze up too bad. So I got him calmed down. I went to sit and I'm listening, and my mom's like, "Why are you locking me up in here? Let me out! Let me out!" So she says, "Oh, can I have her come out?" I said, "Yeah, my brother's okay. He's in the basement." So as she brings her out, she said, Did you hear her call me stupid? Did you hear her yelling at me?" I said, "She's yelling at you to let her out of the room. I would too." "Oh, well, I had to FaceTime the boss and show her how your mom's mood changed." And I said, "Wait," and I'm thinking in my head, like, "Wait, you FaceTime somebody? You FaceTime my mother's acting up to somebody without my permission? I don't care if it was your boss or not. Without my permission?" Everyone I spoke to said that was a violation. They should never have done that. Not without asking me first. That's one thing to do it over the phone and say, "Hey, there's an issue here or something." But so now I don't trust them in the house anymore. Not one bit. And I'm doing what I need. I'm doing what I'm going to do. You come in my house and you're snotty with me. You're snotty with me by text message. And you're FaceTiming my mother, who's clearly upset because she wants to leave the room. Then last night, before the overnight aide left, who's the cousin of the boss, she's like, you didn't hear her fighting with me last night?" I said, "No, I was asleep." And she said, "Yeah, I was trying to change her, and she wouldn't let me change her, and she was talking about that you guys have to she was saying, change your clothes and we're leaving. I'm like, oh, so she's feisty again. That's good. I said, well, yeah, she's back to her feisty self. Because she's been doing that for how long now? She's been doing that for how long? It's not unusual. She's been fighting people changing her for months now. She fights with me when I try to change her. It's nothing new. You try to make it look like, oh my goodness, her behavior's changed so much. No, it hasn't. She's doing stuff that she's been doing. I live here. I know. So I'm just so fed up right now. It makes this whole thing is making no sense. And so between that and the text messages that I'm getting from the other lady basically being threatened, and these people are, all of them are of a certain nationality. I'm not going to say, but I guess word on the street is they all are money hungry, and this is what they do to people. This person wants all of the home care business for herself. And there's more to it, but I don't want to bring it up until after I get this resolved. But they messed with the wrong one. They really did. I am so not happy right now. We spent quite a bit of my mother's money to make sure she was comfortable, and it's turned into a total nightmare because of greed. So I feel for the rest of us caregivers that have no choice but to pay for services. What I would say is, if you need a one-off person every now and then, and somebody in your neighborhood's willing to do it, okay, that's fine. But if you need like regular, daily, long-term care, use an agency. Do not use somebody's friend's cousin. Don't do it. That's the biggest regret I have is using my neighbor's services, because it's turned into a nightmare. Now I have to sit and wonder, if I'm upstairs working and they're downstairs, I have to keep one ear open, because now I don't know if they're antagonizing her to drive up her blood pressure, or they're antagonizing her and then FaceTiming as proof that something's not right, because they're trying to get me to fire the woman that I hired part-time. I don't trust them no more, because now I don't know what they're doing. I have to constantly keep one ear open. And if I leave the house, I can only do things in the morning now, because our morning aide is a total angel. I have no problems leaving her alone in the house with my mom at all. The afternoon people, I don't want to go out of the house in the afternoon. I don't know how I'm going to do it when I have my next chemo session, because I usually don't get home until 1 or 2 o'clock. And that means one of them is in the house. And now I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're going to antagonize her. Yesterday, mom wasn't feeling good. She had a migraine. And the cousin was with her last night, and mom wasn't feeling good. She was in bed most of the day yesterday. And now they're gonna say, "Oh, see, your mom wasn't feeling good." Yeah, y'all use an agency if you can. Um, I'm currently working on changing this situation as quickly as possible because this isn't going to work. If I can't trust you in my own house, you know. Mm-mm. You hear so many horror stories of people using agencies and having problems. I'm not even using an agency. But I will do a follow-up. I will talk more about this once I get the situation resolved to my satisfaction. So, y'all have a great rest of your week. I'll give y'all an update when I can. I don't know if I'm doing beat in chat this weekend. I have to think about it. I might pre-record something. I'm not sure yet. But you know, I don't need that stress either. Everybody I've talked to say you don't need the stress. You getting past cancer. You don't need no more stress. You don't need that. You need it to come back, which I don't. But I gotta make sure my mom is situated, and right now I don't trust them. So anyway, let me go. My day's about to start. Mommy's nurse is coming by to check on her since she had that bad migraine yesterday. And oh, the funny thing is, the nurse said give mom Tylenol. Mom hated Tylenol. She hates Tylenol. She never liked it. She always badmouthed it. And then she had to take it yesterday. So we crushed it up, hid it in her tea, and she was fine. But I'll let you know how it goes. If I do beat in chat, y'all will see. And I hope you all have a great rest of the day. I'll catch up with you soon. Peace.